Hello everyone and welcome to this broadcast about the gift, the angel gift, the gift of the angel. We are in the midst of a very important time. As you all know, and tomorrow, the 21st of December 2020, will be the winter solstice. We will have the winter solstice, and on that day we are going to have a very big conjunction happening between Jupiter and Saturn. That big conjunction is really extraordinary because it happens on every 20 years. But this one is going to be extremely important because the two planets are going to be, from the point of view of the Earth, are going to be very, very close, 0.20, they meet at 0.28 degrees, which means 28 in numerology is a new beginning, giving birth, the one who dares wins, and 0 is, in astrology, a very critical point which talks about being in the transition from one point to another. We will have tomorrow the age of the beginning, the very early stages of the age of Aquarius, because these two planets meet in Aquarius. In 2020, we have been going through huge changes. 20 in numerology is death, gestation, possibility to give birth to something completely new. So the point is that we are entering a new time, and as Alberto Villoldo, a very famous anthropologist, talks about, we are evolving into what is called the Homo luminous. Now we are Homo sapiens sapiens, according to the taxonomic definition. We are going into Homo luminous, which means a human being full of light, full of energy. The ancient wisdom tradition knew about this. They knew about this, that the reason why we were here on planet Earth we were in a big process, of evolutionary process, and they gave us tools in order to uplift the vibration of our flesh. So lifting the vibration of our flesh means that we move our consciousness. Consciousness is a vibration from a state of being concerned about only material things, feeling separated, feeling completely isolated from everything that is, feeling abandoned, focusing our lives only on survival issues, about fighting to achieve what we need to achieve, towards a state of consciousness which is a higher state of consciousness, and therefore a higher level of vibration, where we feel part of the whole of everything that is, and where we really move into a space where we manifest, we understand who we truly are in relation to the whole, and manifest our mission and purpose in life, what we have come here for, what we have come here to do. This big transition is huge, especially now. We just had a very important new moon on the 14th of December. If you wish, you can look on this page, and there are the two videos in English about the full moon, the new moon on the 14th, and the winter solstice, the video about the winter solstice that we're going to have tomorrow. And this is a huge transition we have been working for. This pandemic disease has created dissolved the old way of thinking, the old way of relating. And we are asked to go more within and relate to life in a different way, and then realize what we are here for. So when we talk about the angel, you say, what's the angel? What does the angel have? What an angel has to deal with all this? Actually very important, because we think about, when we talk about angel, we think about fluffy creatures, with wings and nice and lovely. Actually, it is much more than that, because the angels, and the word angel comes from Latin, which means messenger, okay? Messenger between the gods and humanity, but also, comes from Latin, which is messenger comes from mito in Latin, which means really to deliver. Angels deliver an energy, deliver a quality of energy, and they deliver a vibration, which is the highest vibration, what we, the vibration we are here for, but I'm going to talk about it in a second. So the angel, they deliver an information, and information is energy. Energy is information because it carries a specific quality of vibration which has to get manifested. And then the way a vibration gets manifested is really through what we call colors, because color are visible, and we can see color because we can see the vibration of energy. Human beings are in the middle of the color spectrum, connecting above and below. And then is the manifestation, and the manifestation of a level of consciousness. So practically angels deliver an energy, but also another quality, because angels are winged. And what this means is that wings are associated, and flight as well, and therefore flight is associated to the heart chakra. And the heart chakra is very important, because when our heart feels light, it means that we are happy. So they deliver a heart quality where we feel the heart chakra is the coming together, the joining together, the coming together of the energy coming from above and the energy coming from below, so matter and spirit. And then, the element associated to the heart chakra is air, which is its correspondent is plasma in the material, on the material level, which means that plasma is a state of matter which is in between the physicality and not, between physical, spiritual reality and physicality. So practically it is in the heart energy, and I mean in the energy of the heart chakra, that we have the possibility to bring together two energy, anahata, the unstruck, which means a sound that is created by hand doesn't struck another one, but it strikes the energy coming from above. So it's the meeting together of two levels of existence. And then it's there that we can really meet two aspects of being, these two different levels of our being. So angels have the quality of light, and then carry the energy of the heart in the sense of the energy of love and acceptance, and then panoramic awareness, and being able also to make a decision. Because when we know, when we allow acceptance, deep acceptance of what is to be expressed from the heart, because pink is an energy that expresses itself through the heart as well, we really can shift because it is we know why things happen in our life, so we have a different view about things. In the ancient times, in the ancient wisdom system, they really understood that there is no separation. And then in the different wisdom tradition, we do have each ancient culture, civilization, defined a different map. What we are really looking for is a way to go back to the sense of oneness, which also quantum physics talks about, and sense of oneness of being one with everything that is. And that sense of oneness, we can go back there through a work that we constantly do on ourselves, which means about really bringing that information, energy, vibration of light into our physical nature. Different cultures dealt with it in a different way to define a map. You know, they wanted to find a map to take us back from God. And the most famous map is the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah is an ancient map given by God to man to give him the possibility to go back to the state of oneness lost when Adam and Eve symbolically left the Garden of Eden. And it's a map of consciousness, which means what is really separating us from that sense of oneness, and therefore God in a very wide meaning, you know, God as light, as mind. It is simply our a level of consciousness. So that map, especially the Kabbalah, is a big file. It's not simply a map. It contains a lot of information, because to really be able to define what is the content, the structure, you know, the journey that each of us has to conscious journey of consciousness that each of us has to go through in order to go back to that state of oneness. We don't really need just one aspect of a Kabbalah, but we need more level, because within the Kabbalah we have, because as a big file, we have astrology, we have Hebrew letters, we have numbers, we have the tarot cards, the esoteric and traditional, because there are two different ways of two different things, you know. The traditional tarot path located within the path in the tree of life, the Kabbalah, while the esoteric tarot are positioned within the spheres, which are two different things, and there is a different Hebrew letter associated to them, according to whether they are traditional or not. So inside we have the 72 angels and the I Ching as well. To really have a full map, we need a lot of information. So, and it's very beautiful to understand that God gave a piece of the puzzle to each civilization. So in order to have the full map, we need to gather all these pieces and put them back into the right place within the Kabbalah. And that map describes aspect of consciousness, which means aspect of what we think, how we feel, how we behave, everything, and then it can tell us exactly what we need to, the attitude, the inner attitude we need to change, we need to transmute in order to uplift our level of consciousness. But there is one important thing, you know, as I said, angel. Why angel? Because in the ancient times, they, you know, especially in the Kabbalistic wisdom system, mystical tradition, they wanted to bring the energy, the higher energy, into our daily life, and so they used the energy, the intelligence of they understood that the energy of intelligences of that are contained within the 22 Hebrew letters, which are the according to the Jewish tradition, the 22 building blocks of life. They really understood that these two building blocks, which actually are consciousness, intelligence, the way consciousness moves, and that consciousness through the manifest within us. The studies, you know, the research of an Italian professor at the University of Pisa, he studied the 22 Hebrew letters and then the amino acid in our DNA, and he discovered the stronger correspondences between the Hebrew letters, each Hebrew letters, and an amino acid of our DNA, which means that that relationship means that energetically we carry the quality of carried by that intelligence in our DNA. And so, and DNA, it's very important because it responds to sound, you know, it responds to a vibration. You know, we know through epigenetics that we can, our DNA, according to the vibration that it receives, the sounds, you know, the consciousness that it receives, it can read our little DNA booklet in a different way. So, depending on what we say to ourselves, what we hear from ourselves, what we repeat through our mind, we can shift. Our DNA works in a different way, more positive, the more positive we are. This is a very important news because it means that we can really shift our consciousness by having a different way of relating to life, living with it, thinking, okay? But again, there is another little bit, because in the ancient Hebrew tradition, what happened is that they made together, they made up through the name of the 72 angels, what we call 72 angels of name of God, to create quality of the divines. And where does this name come from? They come from an important place in the Bible, which is when in the Exodus we have the story of the Jewish people running away from, escaping from Egypt, and then running away from the domination of the Egyptian Pharaoh and Egyptian people towards the Holy Land. And then we all know they had to go through the Red Sea, and then when Moses raised his hand, he divided the waters. And then it appeared a big vortex of light that allowed the water to be divided, and then the Jewish allowed to cross the sea. The description of this column of light is actually happens in three verses, 72 letters. And according, thanks to a technique, the notaricon of the Hebrew, used in the Jewish tradition, they made up with these 3 verses, 72 letters. They made up these 72 names, which are the qualities of the divine. And very interesting that it's a quality that is really related to us, because these 72 qualities were then divided, offered, attributed to the days of the year, the 360 circle of astrological circle, so the day of the year, the length of the day, to show us that on that day, at that time, we have the quality of a specific angel, and that quality determines the way the people born on that day, at that time, carry the divine qualities that they carry with us. So with them. So the quality, our angel, carries the messenger, carries the information of about who we are, what we are, and what we can manifest. But it is an information. And I said, angel is a vibration, is a connection, but we need to consciously create that connection between that light, the divine energy that is coming through, and our physical life, and embody that energy in our physicality. Because we are mainly a vibration, even our numbers and then our name, they carry a vibration, because letters are associated to numbers. They carry a vibration, and we are a vibration. We always think that we only are a physical body, but if the physical body is only an aspect of the self. It is not the only thing that we are. And then that physical body is made of, is structured according to also what we think, what we feel, how we relate to ourselves, our belief system. So what we have manifested in this world, okay, as a human being, the human being that we are, can be transformed and uplifted, because, you know, we, even in the Kabbalah, we manifest something, you know, what we were in the previous life, in order to uplift that energy. So, and then our angels, our vibration, knowing our vibration, and I'm talking about the vibration of light, can help us embody that energy. If we don't know who we are, what we are here for, we can't really truly manifest the potential that we've been carrying within ourselves. And then, for example, in the Aura-Soma system, when we look at our bottle, colors are fantastic, because the color can offer us the concrete manifestation of what we have come here to manifest and work with as consciousness. So our numbers, you know, the day of birth and the month or tradition of our full name, they offer us a lot of information about the vibration that we carry, because it's based on that we can describe the journey of the soul through time. What we really forget, generally speaking, which we normally only look at, is what happens in the in the moment today. You know, what happens today. We also only look at what happens in time, and this is the karmic aspect. Okay, I explained that very well in the video that I did on last Friday about numbers and energy. If any of you would like to look at it, watch it on this page. We only look at the karmic aspect. We don't look at the movement in space, because our personality only looks at the karmic aspect, at what happens today. It doesn't understand its meaning in the long term. So space. The soul creates a situation in life in order to show us, to transform us, our consciousness in space, in the long term. And then if we only look at what happens daily, today, yesterday, we can't, you know, our view is really restricted. We can't see the full meaning in the long term. So as we look from the space point of view, we can see things in a very different way. And the ancient teaching, like Kabbalah, the Tarot, the esoteric Tarot, are tools, to make us understand what the kind of work that we have to do in order to achieve that transformation of consciousness. And then also they can be a fantastic guidance to change that direction, that shift that consciousness. If we knew our angel names in Hebrew, because, you know, the DNA responds to sound, we knew those, and we would, you know, repeat them, incarnate them, embody them constantly. And then also, if we knew if you use Aura-Soma, the Aura-Soma bottle, equilibrium bottle, the bottles associated to them, and work with them daily, we can really shift that really our consciousness daily by embodying the light, embodying the shift of consciousness daily. So we have 3-4 angels according to the different teaching, but they relate to the guardian angel is about really embodying our mission and purpose, our purpose in life. We have the heart angel, which is really related to shifting, describing our way, the way we feel, emotional body, we feel about life, but also shift that energy, okay? So, and then we have our intellect angel. We could be spiritual and mental. We talk about the kind of consciousness that we have in relation to the way we think about life daily, but also the way we think about ourselves in the long term. When we shift that energy, we can change the quality within us and then move, uplift what the body thanks to the light. The way what they are talking, everyone is talking about this big shift in consciousness we're all going through, moving from the Homo sapiens to the Homo luminous, but also moving is the same thing in reality, from the fourth dimension to the fifth dimension. It depends, third or fifth, according to the system we use, because some system are 7 dimension systems, some system are 12 dimension systems. So the reason of this difference is because of that. But when we move into this new dimension, means that we're going to really feel part of the universe, feel part of that consciousness, and that big consciousness, this big, our divine spark is going back to the unity with the whole, and we can really incarnate who we truly are. I'm teaching the meditation course in Italian at the school, and I'm really explaining that our body is like a flute, and then we are the energy of the consciousness of the universe, the cosmic mind is blowing through us. And then what really keeps us separated from everything that is only our belief system, our mind, our little mind, that because it's here to evolve, need to shift its consciousness, its way of looking at things. And we can do that by inputting the true vibration, the vibration of who we truly are. In January, for those of you who may be interested, I will be teaching a Kabbalah course, online Kabbalah course in English, weekly, and then also I will start the tarot course, the esoteric tarot course in English as well, weekly, because it's a opportunity. Tarot are not about fortune telling. We need the esoteric tarot work with understanding where we are stuck from the consciousness point of view, in order to help us do that transition. And then, as we know a little bit about the Kabbalah tree, we understand what the universe is asking us to do in order to move to a different level of consciousness. Bear in mind that we are not alone. We are here actually to go back to the light, in the sense of reconnect to the light. We just need to be given the tools and use them daily. And the angels are a fantastic instrument, tool to do that. At the time of this new change, this change in consciousness of humanity, we need to support their plan. And then the more conscious we are about it, the more beautiful it will be, because we will see how life really supports us, is not against us, is there to really guide us all the time, even if it doesn't appear to do so. Is there to guide us towards the realization of our mission and purpose. And then I would like to end with a sentence coming from the Course in Miracles, which is, love brings everything up apart from itself, from the purpose of healing. So healing in the sense of becoming a whole. Don't judge life, because as we judge life, we judge the process, the plan of the universe for us. And its intent is true, but only wants to nurture us and help us become who we're truly meant to be. Have a wonderful day. I say bye to some friends and students from Australia that I can see, and have a wonderful day again. Bye bye.